Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video, and in today's video we're going to be looking at the redistricting process in the state of Ohio. So before we get started with this video, a couple announcements as usual. So, I apologize for not posting as much for the month of September. Like I said earlier, it's going to be a pretty busy month for me for personal reasons, and I know that may be, that may not really matter to you guys, and I don't really blame you for not caring as much, but just know that the uploads are likely going to be staggered for that reason. But I'm still going to do my best to see you guys like, and I'm going to try to value quantity over quality, especially for this, next month and a half until, kind of mid-October. But what I will say is that I am glad that you guys replied to what I asked on the community tab, which community tab and Twitter are my main update places, so follow me on Twitter and regularly check the community tab to get updates, because I post fairly regularly, especially on the community tab, and you guys will have a big input on what I do. So I said, are there any old things you want to bring back or stuff I should do that, I used to do? And I'd say 75% of their replies were, bring back the redistricting series. So I'm not sure if I've done this before. I don't think I have, but I'm going to do Ohio now. And this is for a couple reasons. So first, the Ohio Republican Party, which has control of the governorship and the state legislature, basically came out with the state legislative maps for both the state house and the state senate, and that will be pretty interesting to see. I know for a couple reasons, and these are obviously gerrymanders because Ohio, the Republican Party is in control there, and they are, unfortunately, like most parties in control, are going to draw a favorable map to them. So yeah. Now I'm not going to look at these two in depth, mostly because there aren't really DRA ones, but what we can do is we can see this is a pretty clear gerrymander, especially up in the Cleveland area for the state house map, and Columbus is split. I can't really see Cincinnati, which is the third biggest city in the area, because it's kind of shaded. But what I will say is that it's the common consensus among the people I follow on Twitter who are experts on the topic that this is a GOP gerrymander, and yeah, so now we're just going to take a look at some fun hypothetical maps I made. So, first I'm going to start off with what I assume would be the smart GOP map to draw in the state of Ohio. So this is what I think would be the smart map the smartest map for the GOP to draw. And they're not going to draw this map because, they're going to go for pretty aggressive gerrymander, but what I will say is that this map, I think, does a good job of keeping the current gerrymander and actually having the Democrats stay at the 4 seats that they're currently at, and it makes sure that, the GOP can't really create any more competitive seats, because the most competitive seat obviously is this seat over here, and I'll address legal problems here in a second, but this area, Donald Trump, he would have created it by 3.1%, and that may not seem like a big amount, but this area, if you look at what's made up, it's the Democratic votes come mostly from Akron. So, I know I butchered that in my last Ohio video, so I'm terribly sorry, but Akron is, the biggest bastion of Democratic votes. Canton, Ohio is another big one, but I split that off from the rest of the district. But this is an area that has been trending Republican. It could trend back. I'm not saying that it's a for sure thing, and I'm actually more hesitant than most on this, but the way it's been looking, Sherrod Brown definitely carried it in 2018. I'll show you that it was a pretty solid Brown victory in 2018. But it's still an area that is trending away from Democrats, and unless they run someone like Sherrod Brown in a blue wave year, I don't see it flipping, and I think it would be getting more and more unfavorable for Democrats. Now, the 4 Democratic districts are this seat in Cleveland, so for you redistricting junkies that, know the laws state by state, which I'm sure a lot of you do, but the rules regarding Ohio is that for all but 5 counties, you cannot split them between more than 2 districts. So, for a small county like, I guess, Greene County, which is just a random example I thought of, Greene is over here, you cannot split Greene County more than twice. So, it's obviously in this district. Now, there are 5 counties, I believe, the 5 largest counties, which are Cuyahoga, Summit, Franklin, Hamilton, and I'm forgetting the other one. I think Lucas is the 6th largest county in Ohio. I'm forgetting, so you're going to have to forgive me there. I'm going to find it randomly. I think it might actually be Montgomery, although, let me check. I was right. It's Franklin, Cuyahoga, Hamilton, Summit, and Montgomery, so, nice. I'm glad I got that. But every other county, you cannot split it more than twice, and for these counties, you're still not supposed to split it, and you actually can't split cities that are not name Columbus because Columbus is bigger than a congressional district, but Cleveland has 372,000 people. You have to put that in one congressional district. Cincinnati, you got to put in one district. You actually can make a map where Cincinnati is in a red district by just kind of drawing it and just drawing it with all these super red areas out here. But that would not be smart because Cincinnati has been trending towards the GOP, and I can zoom in on this seat here, and I can actually make it only current just so we can. I need to find them. Let's see, only current. Like we can literally zoom in. I'll turn off partisanly so we can just see how it's trended. Like in 2016, President Clinton would have only won it by I think 10. So it was close in 2016, and 2012 I think Obama would have won it by maybe the same amount as Clinton. In 2018, Brown definitely would have won it by a safe margin. But how about in the governor's race? Let's look at the governor's race. It's even though Richard Cordray lost Ohio by 4 and Biden lost it by like 7. Biden did better than Cordray in this district because Cincinnati is one of the few parts of Ohio that's trending blue. And I bet Rob Portman would have won this district in 2018. Yeah, he would have won it by, I'm guessing, like 5 points in 2016. So, yeah. But anyways, bottom line is this seat is trending blue, so it would not, I would not necessarily, I don't want to say that image, come on. But it would not be very smart for the GOP to try to crack Cincinnati. I know there have been maps where, you can make a 14-2 Ohio map by making Paxton, Cleveland, and Columbus, but I think the GOP is going to keep a seat in Cincinnati for the Democrats. It's just, cracking it would fall over in maybe 2 or 3 election cycles, and it's just would cause a lot of legal problems for them, especially like if they want to crack, Hamilton County a lot. That would certainly not bode well because Ohio has a decently moderate court. Democrats have managed to win elections there by running on nonpartisan platforms. They say, "Oh, I'm an independent," and they win races. So yeah. But Columbus, so this Cleveland seat is actually 51% minority. It's not majority black or anything, but it is 51% minority, so I guess that's good. Obviously, I'm not a fan of this one because it is a GOP gerrymander, but I guess it's good this is one majority minority seat here. So I actually drew 2 Democratic seats in the Columbus area, and so this seat is the closest Democratic seat. Biden would have won it by, I think, 17%. Let me check. Yeah, it was actually a 19-point Biden win. So it's basically a safe Democratic district, and for the record, this non-contiguous seat is just this district up here that's... Let me show you. Hold on. There you go. It's just this seat up here that I didn't want to do the water precincts. But, yeah, it's basically a safe Democratic district, and Delaware County, which is the suburban county of Franklin County, is the only area or one of the I think it's one of the 6 counties in Ohio that actually trended blue in 2020. So it's one of the few bright spots in Ohio for Democrats. So the GOP for right now, Trump won about 8 in 2020, but it's in 2024 it'll almost certainly vote to the left of the state, which will be the first time since the 1920s it would do so. And also when you look at the county. It's a county that has been expanding in terms of the blue precincts. You can see kind of Columbus, the suburbs expanding there. But if you look at 2016, redder. 2016 Senate, I bet that it was super red. Yeah, it was. There wasn't a single blue precinct other than this one, which is part of some other city, like Delaware, the city of Delaware. Which we've got a state Delaware, we've got a city Delaware, we've got a county Delaware, and we also have a street Delaware near me. But yeah, so this is the smart map for the Ohio GOP. This is what I think they should draw. Again, it's not perfect. I think you could solidify this district a little more, but I wanted to make it the best it looks. And again, it does kind of look like a it's not fun, but it looks it looks like a goat that's hopping on one foot. I guess if you look at this is the head and this is the foot, but I'm not very creative, so you can probably think of a better description of it. But anyways, smart GOP map. I don't want to make this video go for too long, but this is what I think that the GOP could do. So I know you're going to think, well, UEP, why would they do this seat right here? That's, light blue when they could just make it red. So I did not really want to split Summit County. I split it one precinct here. I don't even know why I did that. I could fix that in 2 seconds, but I'm not going to for this map. But I think that splitting Summit is not good for the GOP because, again, Summit is one of those counties you can split it more than twice, but it's still frowned upon, and it's not a... it's not something that, would be very, it would, not bode well with the courts, but, This is certainly a map that I think this year, especially because Summit County is losing population, it trended red, and the city of Akron is trending towards the Republican Party, especially with it declining population. So I think for sure that it is an area that this year probably flip, honestly, in 2024, especially with like Kamala Harris on the ballot. But it preserves Cleveland, it preserves Cincinnati, and it preserves Columbus. So I think the GOP could draw a similar map. I think I should have made this just a little more red, because I don't know why, because, Wood County, I split Wood County, but I think that I didn't have to include Wood. I think I just could have, pulled Lucas County, which is home to Toledo, and just put it with all these deep red areas. But it's, if I could change the map, I'd put Wood in this deep red district to make this go from, R+8 to R+14. So, yeah. Now, for our Democratic gerrymander, this is not going to happen, so, don't, if you want this map to happen, don't get your hopes up. But this is a really ugly map I made. And the goal is to still maintain that 3 safe Democratic seats. And I was able to do that because, obviously, Cincinnati, it's kind of isolated, down here. So what I just did was I just drew a Cincinnati district that will be trending blue. That will be very safe for a while. And then you choose 2 seats by a cracking Columbus, which I know, not great, but it's still legal because Columbus is larger than the congressional district in Ohio. Again, Ohio redistricting rules are like some of the weirdest I've ever seen, for the record. So, if you don't fully get it, I'm totally with you, and yeah. But, so this is, a pretty bad district. It goes from, Dayton, Ohio, as you can see over here, Dayton, right here, goes across Yellow Springs, and then over to Athens. So Athens, I believe, is a college town. I could be wrong. I think I'm going to Google it, because I just want to make sure. It's the home of Ohio University. Yeah, I should know. See, I know Ohio State, but I just don't know Ohio universities. Like Ohio State, I know. But, by the way, go Michigan. Yeah. So, this district, very, very ugly. It would have been won by Joe Biden by, I think, barely. He would have barely carried it. Let's see. Yeah, he would have won it by, he would have won it by 0.24%. I don't think you can get, the exact vote totals, but a 0.2 win out of 700,000, that's, we can do some quick math here. 1% of 7,000 is, what am I saying? 787. Just 790,000, right? So, just to kind of work backwards, I think that 1% of 787,000 is 7,800. So, you put that in tenths, it's 780 votes, then double that. That's like a 1,500 vote victory in this area. So, quick math. I probably messed it up because I'm bad at math on the fly, but whatever. So this district over here goes from Toledo up to the blue parts of oh my gosh, I forget the name of the county. It's a Trump flip county. I'll tell you that. Lorain County. I knew that. Lorain. So the city of Lorain itself is actually decently blue. The other parts of the county are pretty red though. Then you have Sandusky. Then you go up to Toledo, which makes the district, I think about it went up by 8 or 9. Then you have this really ugly district here that's legal, just because I didn't split too many cities. So what it does is it grabs the bluer parts of northern Summit, and I think some parts of Cuyahoga, and then you go down to Canton, which is where the NFL Hall of Fame is, which is the only reason I knew that. Then you grab the other blue parts of Cuyahoga up here. Then I think there's a random city I grabbed over here, Oberlin, which I'd never heard of before making this map. I'm not even going to lie, but makes the district very, very light blue. Then you have Cleveland. You can't split Cleveland, so that kind of hurts Democratic potential up here, but you can pack it in with red areas to maximize its influence. Then when you go over to this seat over here, basically the rest of Cuyahoga County with some light red areas over here. So that makes this a pretty blue area. Then you have the parts of, not Lake County. This is Ashtabula. Yeah, I know that. Lake is over here. But you have Ashtabula up here. Then it's mostly gets blue from Akron and Youngstown. So Youngstown, can I just take a moment to appreciate Youngstown for having super, for the record, Ohio City lines are so ugly. Look at Cleveland and Youngstown are pretty good, but look at Akron. The worst is Columbus. Look at what is that? Who? Oh my gosh, it is. I could complain all day, but Columbus City, the precincts in Franklin County, Ohio, are the bane of my existence. I cannot believe someone would take the time to make my life miserable by drawing these precincts. Anyways, not going to happen, but just a fun map. Now, here is a fair map of Ohio, which, let's see. So, I made a fair map before because I wanted to make a majority-minority seat, or a majority-black seat, which I couldn't do. You can't do it anymore. It's 49.6% black is the best I could get. But someone I was annoyed because someone was like on Twitter like, you have such a large following and you don't know anything about Ohio, or like the map was illegal, and I said, the title of the map was, I will literally, like, it's it was likely a legal map with majority black district. So I knew it was illegal. I knew it wasn't going to happen, and that's why, I wasn't proposing it or anything. But, someone was like, oh my gosh, because Twitter is Twitter, and I know that no one really cares about this, but it was frustrating. So I'm not going to show that map for obvious reasons, but I will show what I would assume to be a legal map of the state of Ohio. So I think you start right here. We have two of the blue districts in Franklin County, which I like. Delaware should also, I think, start to be in a blue trending district. You have a competitive seat that looks like the face of Donald Trump over here. I don't know why I saw that, but it kind of does. And you have this, obviously, Dayton, Ohio, making this seat competitive, but their surrounding areas are pretty red, so it's like a light red seat. Cincinnati gets a safe blue seat. You have a seat that goes basically from Akron to the red areas over here to make a light red district that'll be trending red. These areas are kind of, Lake County is kind of trending blue, not really though, and the rest of the areas are trending red. Youngstown would be in this district over here, which would be light red, but it would be pretty solid for the GOP because Canton and Youngstown make the district kind of blue, but not really. Then you have a district over here that's really competitive. It goes from Lorain, not Lorain, but it goes from Toledo and just kind of goes across, because Toledo's a city of about 300,000 people. Like, Toledo's underrated for how big it is, because it has almost 300,000 people. It's like almost as big as Cleveland, and it like goes across here, and it just kind of makes these areas light blue, because just Toledo's pretty big, so that's why this seat would be light blue. But it's really close. And then we have this seat over here, which is Lorain, and then parts of Cuyahoga. So the overall partisan composition, and I didn't count before, so it's 3-6. So you have a 6-9 map of Ohio favored towards the GOP, which I think is pretty fair. The Democratic best case scenario, I would say, would be like maybe 8-9, or 8-7 in their favor. Sherrod Brown, I think he would have created 9 of these districts, though I could be wrong. Let's see. No, he won 10. Well, that's surprising. Sherrod Brown is a beast. But on the big Republican victory, the Democrats would have only carried 2, and even the Columbus seat would be light blue. So, anyways, I brought back the series just to take a look at Ohio's current map, actually, because this is an atrocious map. You have this district over here that literally is not connected, but by the water precincts, it's good. So thanks a lot, water precincts. No one likes you. Cincinnati is obviously cracked because this map was passed before the new rules, so Cincinnati is cracked terribly. You got a Democratic pack in Columbus to make Troy Balderson's seat only decently competitive, but still pretty red. You have Tim Ryan's seat, which is originally, a lot of people don't know this, but this seat was, originally drawn to be a Democratic pack because Obama would have won the seat by like 30%, and now it's trended so red that it's a competitive seat. And then you have this seat in Cleveland. So, yeah, this is my final third map for Ohio. That's it. So, I hope you liked the video. I hope you're glad I brought back the series. If you did, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and let me know what you think in the comments.